Hey guys, welcome to the Manchester United News channel. Subscribe to the channel to not miss any news, leave your like, and share, you are very important for the growth of the channel. Let's go to the video.
Now, could there be some much needed good news for Manchester United fans? They really do need it, don't they, after another demoralising weekend on the pitch? Well, our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokul, joins us now. Right, you've got a bit of an update regarding Sir Jim Ratcliffe's deal to buy a stake in the club.
Yes, there is likely to be an announcement early next week that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are going to buy a 25% stake in Manchester United. This is something that was first reported by Sky News earlier this morning. We also understand that Ineos will be getting 2 seats on the United board. Now, the deal is quite complicated because what Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos need to do is buy 25% of the A shares and buy 25% of the B shares. Now, the B shares, they are the super voting shares. They are owned by the Glazer family. I think Ratcliffe already has a deal with them to buy those shares. Buying the A shares, which are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, is a little bit more complicated because he has to put in a formal offer for those shares. The offer is likely to be about $33 a share. Then the people who own those shares have some time to decide whether they want to sell them or not. But he is offering more than they're worth, so it's likely that he will be able to get 25% of those shares. So this saga has been going on for a very, very long time. A lot of people are a bit fed up, especially United supporters want it over and done with. Looks like it could finally happen early next week.
Why is it taking so long, or does it literally come down to, like you're saying, it being so complex with the A shares, B shares, and? Well,
it's taken over a year. Just over a year. I think the main reason it's taken so long is because the Glazers are not really willing sellers. They started this process saying they were going to explore strategic alternatives which could lead to Manchester United being sold. And of course, there are various members of the Glazer family who own shares in Manchester United. They don't all agree that this is the time to sell the club. Interesting enough, of course, there was only one offer on the table to buy 100% of the club, and that was from Qatar. Some members of the Glazer family wanted to sell to the Qataris. Other members didn't want to sell to the Qataris, and ultimately the Qataris withdrew their offer. I don't think they were offering enough to tempt the Glazers to sell the club. So the reason really it's taken so long is these things normally do take quite a while, but the main reason is because the Glazers are not really willing sellers. And that's why we're going to end up with this curious situation where they're going to sell 25% of the club to Ratcliffe and Ineos, yet Ratcliffe and Ineos are going to be in charge of the football operations.
When this does finally go through, are you expecting there to be sort of big changes at the club?
Well, I think there's already been one big change. Chief Executive Richard Arnold says he's leaving. I think there will be more big changes. There's likely to be a sporting director coming in. There's been talk that it could be Paul Mitchell, it could be Dougie Freedman. Sir Dave Brailsford is likely to have a big role at United. But I think, for what it's worth, this is really risky. United have been in limbo for a long time, and there is no guarantee that what is going to happen next week is going to turn around United's fortunes. Because Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe, obviously when it comes to business, they've been very successful. When it comes to sport, they have a very mixed record. For instance, Dave Brailsford, a lot of people will be saying, what does he know about football? Yes, he knows a lot about cycling, but United is a big job. If you look at what's happening on the pitch, I think Manchester United have lost 17 times this year. They've lost more games than Luton Town. They've lost almost as many games as Sheffield United. The club is a mess on and off the pitch. Everybody knows that the Glazers' ownership of the club has been disastrous for the club and the football side. It's been fantastic for the Glazer family because they've made so much money out of it. But as far as I'm concerned, next week, we're going to get lots of PR. We're going to be told that this is fantastic. This is a new dawn. Jim Ratcliffe is a Man United supporter. He comes from Manchester, even though he's tried to buy Chelsea and he tried to buy Barcelona as well. We're going to get a lot of PR. But what you need to remember is What is going to happen to the debt that the Glazers saddled onto the club? Because United, when they arrived, were debt-free. Now they owe about £1 billion. Ratcliffe Ineos are going to put in £1.3 billion. Where's that money coming from? Where's that money going to? The big question everybody needs to focus on next week is what is happening to the debt, and forget the PR.
Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel to not miss anything. Leave your like and your comment. That is very important for the channel growth. Until the next video.